oh, this is huge. I think this is like maybe the most important. Always consider the other person's perspective. I mean, really try to look at the situation through their eyes. Whether it's your boss, whether it's your girlfriend that you're arguing with, whether it's your husband, really try to look at it through their eyes. Philippians 2 says, each of you should look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others. That's Philippians 2, verse 4. Okay, when I do this with my husband, it is a total game changer. When I do this, I don't like to do this, because I would rather just think about my position. I'm just being honest. But when I make myself pause and go, I wonder why he's arguing for this, or I wonder why he said this that caused me to be upset, now we're in a conflict. If I actually stop and go, why? I wonder what's causing him to view it this way, or all of a sudden it's like he's just been waiting for me to ask that question, and God is so great to say, okay, here's what's going on. This is based on something that happened to him 30 years ago that he's still carrying around, that he's still reacting to, that's causing him to be in fear, or whatever. And it's like, oh, now that doesn't mean that I'm going to just go, okay, well, my point is invalid. But now I can say, so, help me understand why you're saying this. Is this because maybe, oh, now at least I'm gaining some understanding as to why he said that, or is fighting for this, or thinks we need to do it this way, when it doesn't seem to make any sense to me. Does this make sense what I'm saying? To pause and look at it from the other person's perspective. It is so refreshing to that person. Think about when you have been trying to get your feelings across, or your fears, or something that you're trying to explain to maybe a girlfriend, your mother, whoever, or even your husband, and they just didn't seem to get it. And then all of a sudden the light bulb goes on and they get it. It makes you feel, doesn't it make you feel so good? Don't you feel so good when someone finally gets how you feel, or something that hurts you and they finally get it, and you're like, they understand, they get it. It's refreshing. If you could play that role in your husband's life, especially during a disagreement, it's going to be like he's going to go, oh, she gets it. He's going to fall more in love with you because you get it. You're understanding him. And we know from 1 Peter 5 that it says your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour. So we know that this is his plan, to take you out. And you got to be wise to know that he is in, especially if you have a Christian marriage, he is out to get you. So be alert to that. Your husband is not your enemy. Satan is the enemy. Next, when the disagreement first appears, if you can't see how to successfully resolve it quickly, you might need to take a break. I've called it in the past a resistance break because of that verse I just read to you, where it says, your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour. The next part of that verse says, resist him, standing firm in the faith. And I believe one of the ways you resist the devil's schemes, one of the best ways, is to pause. When you pause, he is kind of like, what? I thought I had her. I thought she was going to rage again, or she was going to call him some horrible name, or say he's a big stinking jerk and you hate his guts. And I thought I had her. She's pausing? Oh no! My plan is blown out of the water. So I call this a resistance break because you're resisting the devil. So that's one of the best things you can do when things are kind of ramping up, well, actually, either direction. Maybe you're starting to bury it. And I can tell when I'm starting to bury it. It's like, I'm just starting to shut down the system. The system is now shutting down. I am trying to bury the issue because I don't want to deal with it. But I can now sense that in myself, and I have to pause.